Ready? What am I wearing? Oh, yeah. We're doing something Bucks.
Yeah, if you look at that pocket schedule you got before the season started, you may not even see a Bucks game listed tonight, and that's because this is part of the knockout round of the NBA's in-season tournament. Bucks were at this stage a year ago and actually went to Vegas and played for the finals and lost to the Indiana Pacers. But, yeah, this is the start of it now. So the in-season tournament continues with its knockout round tonight, and our coverage gets underway at 5:30. It's 11:10 here on WTMJ, and some big stories that we're following here this morning.
And now it's time for 3 Big Things on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Number 1, now charged. 26-year-old Ivy League graduate Luigi Mangione faces a second-degree murder charge and the death of the United Healthcare CEO. Brian Thompson was shot and killed in New York City last week. Mangione is also charged with possession of a loaded firearm, possession of a forged instrument, and criminal possession of a weapon. Arrested at an Altoona, Pennsylvania McDonald's Monday afternoon, Mangione was carrying false ID, a ghost gun and silencer. Also on him, a handwritten document that speaks to his motivation and mindset. NYPD Chief of Detectives Joseph Kenny.
He's frustrated with the healthcare system in the United States. Specifically, he states how we are the number one most expensive healthcare system in the world, yet the life expectancy of an American is ranked 42 in the world.
In that note, Mangione writes, "I do apologize for any strife and trauma, but it had to be done." It's not known yet when exactly Mangione will return to New York and appear in court. It's also unclear why he singled out Thompson specifically.
Number 2, a little pause in the holiday travel season as we bridge the gap between Thanksgiving and Christmas. You might notice you have a few extra bucks to spend on stocking stuffers because gas prices haven't been this low in years. The result of a weak demand for gas, inventory is up. Oil prices relatively low globally. Average price of a gallon of unleaded in Wisconsin, $2.73 today. The average price of a gallon of premium, $3.72. Good news for drivers, but if you're flying later this month and you've not booked yet, you might notice some increase is on the airfare. Well, Katie Nastro of Going.com has a tip for you.
Flexibility in these last-minute searching scenarios tends to be a better tactic versus having a place in mind and just sort of throwing up your hands and paying whatever you see in terms of airfare and hotels.
Yeah, it can get pretty gnarly around this time of year if you're trying to get out of Dodge the week of the 23rd, coming back around New Year's. So a lot of people I know end up booking vacations in that middle section of January. So you get the post-Christmas decrease in price. You don't quite have the increase for spring break yet. It's sort of a sweet spot. You can definitely take advantage.
Yeah, these lower gas prices are great. I do remember, though, when gas was 99 cents at one of these gas stations in Elm Grove, down in the Village. What a day that was.
Was that around the time? It was probably after you started driving? Or before you started driving?
Oh, I don't think so. Because I don't think I cared about gas
driving?
prices before I was driving.
It was in the ones when I started driving. I don't remember it being below $1 when I was filling up.
It wasn't often, but I just remember the day. And it was at one gas station. And boy, did that look nice.
Yeah, it was a special, kind of like 39-cent tacos at Taco Bell. Yeah, that was a deal.
Number 3, Boeing finally resumes production of its best-selling 737 MAX airplanes. The company workers ended their strike a month ago.
Boeing's workers who build the 737 MAX agreed to a new contract deal weeks ago, but only now has Boeing restarted production of the MAX. In the coming days, production of the 777 and the 767 freighter will resume. Boeing says over the past few weeks, it's been focused on training and certification, preparing tools, and completing inventory work to make the aircraft again. And soon airplanes will be rolling off the production line after a several-month pause. Alex Stone, EBC News.
Boeing is reporting cumulative core operating losses of more than $39 billion since 2 fatal crashes of 737 MAX jets. That was back in 2018 and 2019. 346 people were killed. The crashes also led to a 20-month grounding of the jet. And the company has warned investors, it will see ongoing losses throughout next year.
Coming up next, we check in with ABC's Jim Ryan. A weight loss injectable craze is posing some risks. We'll get to the bottom of it after this.
The Upswing is your place for commerce and community.
You have new refrigerated lockers that can walk up and kind of get the food. Is that an automated process?
Hosted by Jeff Sherman.
How it works is we pack up the food according to their online orders, so they have the dignity of choice. We place them in the lockers, and they have a certain amount of time to get them. They're all monitored for temperature, food safety.
Weekdays from 10 to 11 on WTMJ. Presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs.
Protecting your family's legacy since 1999. Greg Matzek here. I want to tell you about Kraus Estate Planning and Elder Law Center. Great business built by Dan Kraus, a retired Army veteran. He's gone to work now developing estate plans and generating wills for people like you and me. If you're at that point in your life, or maybe a loved one is, where you're starting to look at this kind of stuff and it feels big, it feels really heavy, not sure how to protect what's been built or what's been earned over the years, you connect with Kraus Estate Planning and they guide you through the process. They really make it easy. It's Dan Kraus and Kraus Estate Planning. Learn more about this company. Been around since 1999 by visiting estateplanningpeople.com. They understand the whole Medicare and Medicaid world, how things work, ever-changing tax laws. They make the process easy. With offices now in Brookfield, Madison, and in Oregon, they're there to help you through the process. Visit estateplanningpeople.com.
This holiday season, the Salvation Army needs your help. Bell ringers are working hard, and our service depends on generous donations like yours. Every dollar donated helps us provide meals, shelter, and emergency support to families in crisis, not just at Christmas, but all year long. From immediate need to long-term care, your donation can create lasting change in our communities. Join us in making a difference. Volunteer as a bell ringer or donate today. Visit salvationarmywi.org to learn how you can help.
Hurry into Shopko Optical before your vision benefits expire. Vince Vitrano here. Book your eye exam and purchase frames, contact lenses, and more from a professional team that provides quality eye care, comprehensive and personalized to you. With an expansive network of insurance providers, Shopko Optical will walk you through all of your options. You'll maximize your vision benefits and FSA dollars before the end of the year. Call Shopko Optical or visit shopko.com to schedule your visit today.
Cloudy today, a high of 36 degrees, overnight low of 20. Tomorrow, we struggle to get out of the 20s for our high. Expect to see some snow showers as well throughout the day, a high of 28 degrees. Thursday is when we really drop off. Wind chills expected to be below zero in the morning, barely above double digits in the afternoon, and a high of just 15 degrees. It's chilly here in Milwaukee, 32 degrees and cloudy at 11:18. Spoke about this yesterday with Eli Lilly's commitment to southeastern Wisconsin, taking over Nexus Pharmaceuticals and doubling down with a $3 billion expansion of their manufacturing plant for injectable drugs. Think about Wegovy, Ozempic. There are others. This is a massive, massive deal for southeastern Wisconsin, and Eli Lilly is committing more dollars to the state of Wisconsin than it has in any other state aside of its home state in Indiana. But what is the demand for drugs like Wegovy and Ozempic? There is this seedy under black market that is very concerning, and everybody's got their eye on it, including ABC's Jim Ryan. Hi, Jim.
Good morning, Rick. Yeah, and it's relevant because Eli Lilly is expanding that plant partly to meet this extreme demand. Last couple of years when it was determined that this drug that originally was for diabetes also helped people to lose weight, the demand absolutely skyrocketed. It's back. It's like back when Viagra hit the market initially for heart problems, right? And suddenly somebody found this other interesting side effect, and sales went through the roof. Same has happened now with Ozempic, Zepbound, Wegovy, these other drugs, these drugs that have been shown to help people with weight loss. And so and when supply can't keep up, then scammers are more than willing to step in. Either scammers or people who are offering drugs illegally online, drugs from other countries that may or may not be legitimate, could be counterfeit, and now they're flooding the market with those things. So, yeah, good on Eli Lilly for trying to boost production of the real deal.
How bad is the shortage, Jim? What are people seeing when they actually go to the pharmacy and try to get their prescription filled?
Well, in a lot of cases, either a delay or they can't get them there at all. So someone might turn to TikTok, for example. That's what a lot of people are doing now. They're looking for ads and looking for ways to purchase these drugs on social media platforms, on Facebook and on TikTok. Well, Keep in mind that both Meta, the parent to Facebook, and TikTok have policies in place that prohibit the advertising or sale of prescription drugs there. So if you go there and you're on TikTok and you see an ad for Ozempic, without a prescription or even with a prescription, just know that it's probably a fake because TikTok doesn't allow for that. It's a game of whack-a-mole. So TikTok and Facebook are both going around shutting these sites down, banning the users, and yet somebody else will open up another one next door and sell the same product or some similar product online.
It blows my mind that you might go on to TikTok or Facebook to buy medication, but I know social shopping, as some are calling it, is getting more and more popular, so people are doing it. What are the possible consequences, though, of buying, say, on the black market? Because it's not just social shopping.
Well, best case scenario, let's say you go online, you see some great deal for Wegovy for $200 a month. Normally it's $1,000 or more sometimes. So you find this great deal, and so you order, you pay your $200, and nothing arrives. That's the best case scenario. The worst case scenario is that something arrives and you put it into your body, you inject it, and it turns out to be something other than what's advertised, something dangerous. We've had, I think, 14 people die in the last year from taking dangerous, fake weight loss injectables. That's the worst case scenario. So let's hope you just lose your money and not something more serious.
Well, do your research, right? Consult with your own physician, and it's coming, and that is good. And it's Eli Lilly who has really recognized the demand for this product and realized it wasn't meeting demand, which is forcing some consumers to go in a different direction. But boy, you really got to be careful if you're going to go that path.
Well, absolutely. Be very careful about where you purchase this stuff, what exactly it is. And celebrities are out there talking about this. Jim Gaffigan in his latest Netflix special, he's slimmed down dramatically and he says, "Yeah, I use this stuff and it works." So and you'll find other folks who are doing that. Just be careful where you get your advice and where you get your medical information. Make sure it's your own physician.
ABC's Jim Ryan. Jim, always good to check in with you. We'll check in again soon.
Thanks, guys.
Blue sweater, red sweater, reindeer sweater, extra double thick sweater.
What are you doing?
Getting my closet ready for winter. It'll be here before you know it.
That's a good point. We should all be getting our vehicles ready for winter, too. I'm Jim Token, president of the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee. Now's the time to visit any of the 115 Adam member new car dealers to get your oil changed, have your brakes and wipers checked. Make sure your tires will get you through a long Wisconsin winter. Every Adam dealer has factory certified technicians and uses factory manufactured warranted parts. Best of all, their prices are competitive with or even lower than independent shops. So whatever you're doing to prepare yourself for winter, prepare your vehicles too. Because a well-maintained car extends the life of your car and means safer winter driving. Just visit adam.com. That's ADAMM.com to find the nearest Adam member dealer.
Test your trivia acumen tomorrow at WTMJ's Trivia Showdown, presented by Quizmaster Trivia in support of Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. Join me, Jessica Tighe, WTMJ's Jeff Sherman, and Sandy Max as they host the competition at North Pillar Brewing in Waukesha. We're going to be there. It starts at 7 o'clock. It's going to be a blast. Come on, join us. Can't make it? You can help Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive with a monetary donation instead. Text Capco to the WTMJ Talk and Text line. That's 855-616-1620 to donate. Grab an unused, unwrapped toy and some of your favorite friends. It's WTMJ's Trivia Showdown, presented by Quizmaster Trivia in support of Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. It's tomorrow at North Pillar Brewing in Waukesha. Hope to see you. It's going to be a blast.
Well, if you missed last night's Monday Night Football game, the Bart Simpson-led Bengals took down the Homer Simpson-led Cowboys. Did you watch any of this? This was crazy last night. It was leaving Potawatomi Sportsbook, and they had a zillion games on this 2,000-square-foot video wall. And they had this Simpsons cast on. Dun, 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 dun. And it was right next to the main ESPN broadcast. So you could see the play happen on the main broadcast on ESPN, and it was being mimicked on this animated broadcast on ESPN Plus and Disney Plus with Simpsons characters. So you see these animated players walking around on a 5-yard pass to Jamar Chase.
Was Bart like going in for a touchdown?
No, and then like Mo the bartender just walks across the screen. That's the funniest thing. It was so interesting and different. If you missed it last night, it was Monday Night Football. Homer and the Cowboys took on Bart Simpson and the Bengals. Bengals ended up winning that game. If you missed it, you can catch it on demand. So if you missed the live version last night on ESPN Plus or Disney Plus, it streamed last night, real-time, animated Monday Night Football game. You now have an opportunity to watch this on demand. It was really interesting. They've done things kind of like this before with, Toy Story, and you think about Nickelodeon and what they do for the big game in February. This was totally different and unique. And if you're a lover of The Simpsons, it was just kind of strange to see the random characters sort of meander across the screen.
That's just fun, and I think it's really smart, too. I mean, they're definitely going after a different audience, a younger audience, because how fun for the kids. I mean, maybe, mom and dad want to watch the game, and the kids don't really care about the game. Well, that's a way to get the younger generation checking out football at an early age.
Absolutely. So I go back to when I was a young kid, and the I Carumba T-shirts with Bart Simpson on a skateboard were so popular. And I remember being at a Century food store, and Bart Simpson was on the cover of Time magazine. And my dad, he was ever the lover of all things MASH. He said nothing will ever outdo MASH. MASH, the longest-running TV series at the time, and MASH was certainly popular. My dad was a sergeant in the Army. And here we are, 35 years later or whatever, and The Simpsons are still going strong, still relevant with a new audience.
It is totally incredible. I've never been a big Simpsons fan myself, but I understand why people like it, and the writing, is just so smart. I do have a fun little story, a quick one for you. One of my former colleagues, I think it was when I was working in the Quad Cities, so this is years and years ago. But he always had fancy pocket squares. He'd have his suit, and he'd have a nice pocket square, a different one every day that you'd notice. But there was one he had that was yellow, and it was kind of a cutout. So it always reminded me of Bart Simpson. It looked like he had a little Bart Simpson in his pocket for his pocket square. I still think about that to this day.
Absolutely. Well, it's amazing how none of the characters have aged at all on The Simpsons.
Isn't that nice?
They played the game in Springfield's Adams Stadium. No, not the Springfield where you live, some other state. They're never described on where Springfield actually is, and there's 30 Springfields across the country. But a lot of fun. If you missed it, it's a Simpsons treatment to Monday Night Football, something unlike anything you've ever seen, and it's now streaming on demand. Check out ESPN Plus and Disney Plus. Super cool stuff last night. It's 11:28. News is next on WTMJ.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano talking with Dr. Mike Nolte at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Doc, a lot of people are hesitant to visit a surgeon for spine care.
The good news is that the vast majority of patients that I see and the majority of conditions that I can see can be successfully treated without surgery. And I don't want patients to think that just because you're seeing a spine surgeon means that you're going to be signing up for surgery. We talk about, in my clinic, kind of a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. orthowisconsin.com.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
You've probably heard of Ebenezer Scrooge, but who are Dolph and Sophie Tetterby? A lesser-known story by Charles Dickens inspires Dr. Michael Ziegler's meditation on a faith that makes room for both joy and sorrow.
Joy does not come from the lack of sorrow, but sometimes we Christians give the impression that it does.
Why the church should be a place where both joy and sorrow are welcome. This week on The Lutheran Hour.
Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
It's 11:30. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Tuesday, December 10th. Your top story, back at school after a bomb threat.
I'm Jessica Tighe. Sticker shock when buying that holiday tree.
Mostly cloudy today, a little cooler than yesterday, a high of 36. Flurries possible tonight, a low of 24. 32 and cloudy in Milwaukee at 11:30.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Police in Pennsylvania still holding Luigi Mangione, charged with the murder of United Healthcare's CEO Brian Thompson last week in Midtown Manhattan. An extradition hearing scheduled this afternoon. The targeted killing and Mangione's writings now has police warning healthcare executives and families.
The notice to Colorado police agencies obtained by ABC News says the killing of Brian Thompson may be used as messaging and propaganda to share the gunman's techniques and tactics. It says social media posts call for harassing and harming executives, their families, homes, and places of work. The bulletin talks about a growing negative sentiment around big corporations, the wealthy, and executive staff.
ABC's Chuck Sievertson. In California, 18,000 residents near Malibu forced to evacuate due to an explosive wildfire driven by Santa Ana winds. ByteDance, the China-based company of TikTok, has filed an emergency motion appealing for the court to stop a U.S. government ban from taking effect January 19th if it doesn't sell. This is ABC News.
Sighting Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 11:31. From the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom, I'm Greg Matzek. Schools back open after a bomb threat in Chippewa Falls. District officials received the threat against the high school just before 1 o'clock Monday afternoon. Law enforcement evacuated the students and staff at both the middle school and high school before sweeping the buildings. No credible threat was found. Police say the incident was part of a number of false reports or swatting, targeting school districts across the state.
Multiple sheriff's squads hit on the highway. A Milwaukee County Sheriff's deputy was getting out of his squad car last night on 894 on 60th Street. He was trying to remove some debris that was on the highway when an impaired driver hit his car. That driver later admitted to drinking. Then, just a few minutes later, as other officers were responding to that crash, a second squad was hit as the officer was trying to close down traffic for safety. No injuries with either crash, but the second squad car has significant damage.
Charges in the death of a man found concealed in a tarp. The remains of 56-year-old Carlos Maldonado were discovered on October 30th near North Street and Moreland Boulevard in Waukesha. He had been missing since mid-April. Waukesha Police Captain Dan Bauman.
The medical examiner was able to determine the manner of death as a gunshot wound and determined this to be a homicide.
62-year-old Kevin Leishwick is charged with first-degree intentional homicide and hiding a corpse. He's being held on $5 million cash bond. He was arrested Friday after a search of his vehicle.
And inside the vehicle was a firearm. And we were able to determine that the rounds that were located in the victim were fired from that firearm.
Leishwick allegedly had a hit list, and Maldonado was at the top of it.
JetBlue is discontinuing a route at Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport. Its summer seasonal route between Milwaukee and JFK Airport in New York will end in 2025. The airline cited low performance of that route and limited aircraft as reasons. Customers impacted by the change will have the option to connect through Boston or receive a full refund.
A Racine County Sheriff's Sergeant is credited with helping save a dog's life after a collision near Highway 20.
After Tato the Corgi was struck by a car Wednesday night, the driver sped off, leaving the 2-year-old pup with a broken pelvis. After others saw Tato in the road and passed by, Racine County Sergeant Joseph Fazio felt compelled to stop.
I loaded him up real quick in the back of the squad, which is technically against policy to put a dog back there, but I did it anyway.
Sergeant Fazio tells WTMJ while he's happy Tato is expected to survive, he wishes someone would have stopped before him.
At least call it in for one of us so we're aware.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
How much are you going to pay for a real Christmas tree this holiday season?
That Fraser fir will likely cost you somewhere around $95 in areas like Milwaukee or Madison. But if you're willing to drive to more rural Wisconsin, you can find trees for $20 less than that and maybe enjoy some Agra entertainment.
We have Santa and Mrs. Claus and wagon rides, and you can really make a day out of it.
Promotions Director for the Wisconsin Christmas Tree Producers Association, Greg Hahn, tells WTMJ some advice for keeping your tree fresh.
You need to cut at least 1.5 inches off of the base of that tree. Get a tree stand that holds at least 1 gallon of water.
Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Sighting Unlimited WTMJ News time is 11:34.
You're not just a job number as a Sidex customer. They've been family-owned since 1988, and they treat you as part of their family. Upgrade and transform your current bathroom space with Sidex Windows Siding and Bath. They have seasoned design consultants with 10 to 30 years of experience. The owner, Joe, is honoring his dad's legacy with top-tier products and expert craftsmanship. It's Sidex, the best in the business. Get a free shower door upgrade when you mention WTMJ. Visit sidexremodel.com.
Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic. Numbness, tingling in the hands, arms, legs, feet. Time to go see Dr. Alex Young and my team at Connect Chiropractic. Regular chiropractic care can bring life-changing results for folks who suffer from neuropathy and fibromyalgia, nervous system issues that can be corrected. And no worries about twisting, cracking, or popping. The docs at Connect Chiro use all the same method, a special tool that is pain-free and effective for your adjustments. Visit them in Delafield and Wauwatosa or get started online at goconnectchiro.com.
Goodbyes can be tough. Long goodbyes, short goodbyes, goodbye for now, goodbye forever. And then there are those unexpected goodbyes that seemingly come out of left field. Like when your home's electricity goes out. Had you known your precious power would go poof, you would have spent more time protecting it. Well, kiss those unpredictable power outages goodbye and say hello to a new whole house backup Generac generator professionally installed by Mr. Howland's Home Services. Our talented crew can hardwire your generator directly into your home's electrical system. Generac's Rapid Start technology allows your system to power on and off as needed in the blink of an eye, saving you from an unforeseen farewell. I guess you could say a whole house generator from Mr. Howland's Home Services is a good buy. Call 866-992-1717 or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. Want to say adios to outages? We can help.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. The Packers are 9-4. They have a 96% chance of qualifying for the postseason, according to NFL.com. Green Bay travels to Seattle to face the 8-5 and first-place Seahawks Sunday night. The knockout round of the NBA's in-season tournament begins tonight for the Bucks. They'll take on the Magic at Fiserv Forum. Coverage begins at 5:30. College basketball, 20th-ranked Wisconsin visits Illinois for an 8 o'clock tip. And the winter meetings roll on for Major League Baseball in Dallas. Brewers.com writer Adam McCalvey is there. We'll check in with Adam coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Let's go ahead and get an update on the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time-saver traffic. No big crashes on the system. Fantastic news. The only thing that's new since our last update is an extra disabled vehicle. I-94 West beyond the ramp from 70th Street. The right shoulder is blocked due to a car that's broken down, but traffic looks to be moving along just fine there. I do want to take note, no crash here, but right around American Family Field, I-94 West, you know where that curve is by the ballpark where it always gets congested? There is slowing. No crashes reported, but I noticed the slowing, so I want to let you know just in case you're headed that way.
Traffic is sponsored by the Heiser Automotive Group. For convenient car shopping and financing, visit Heiser Automotive Group at one of their 4 locations, Toyota, Chevy, Ford, Lincoln, and Cadillac. Or visit Heiser.com because today's your day.
Cooler today than yesterday. Pretty decent, though. 36 your high, cloudy skies. Might see some snow flurries later tonight. Better chance for snow tomorrow at a high of 28. Thursday looks a little gnarly. High of 15 degrees. Wind chill is going to be below 0 in the morning, struggling into the single digits by the later part of the afternoon. 32 degrees and cloudy in Milwaukee at 11:38. Well, typically 11:37-ish on a Tuesday during the baseball season is reserved for our good friend, Brewers.com writer Adam McCalvey.
Right.
This is one of those logical check-in times with Adam because the winter meetings are up and running.
Because we've missed him, let's be real.
In Dallas. And yes, I've missed Adam. Horrifically. I was texting him over the weekend just to want to talk a little baseball. Adam's in Dallas, and he joins us on the line. Hello, Adam.
Oh, hello. I miss you all very, very much.
Well, we're happy you could join us from baseball's winter meetings. I see Pat Murphy, after being named National League Manager of the Year, is kind of doing the media rounds. Is he too big time for you now, or do you still get time with the Brewers manager?
No, I just stood here literally for the last 20 minutes chatting with him as he passed through the lobby. You know which managers are the social butterflies by who just sort of appears in the lobby at these events. And, you know, it's Alex Cora and Pat Murphy, and there's a couple of skippers that you see, and Murph comes through, and he's the National League Manager of the Year. He should walk through and get his congratulations.
He also just got honored with the SOTI. Greg, do you want to explain what that is?
Oh, yeah, very coveted award here. It's the Wisconsin's Morning News Standout of the Year Award, and the sports nominees included Pat Murphy. He won it. It's a big deal. There'll be a parade, I think, coming up in late March, right around the time the season begins.
We're still organizing it right now,
Yeah,
but we'll have
time.
more on that coming up. But I had to get that in there, that he's also the SOTI Award winner, at least for today. He's definitely nominated. That's awesome. Hey, Adam, for those people who are more casual baseball fans, can you kind of, let them in on what exactly happens during these winter meetings? Because these are like the 4 busiest days of the offseason.
Yeah, they are. It's a conference of all things baseball, and it literally is meetings. It's a convention. So we this morning, for example, had our Baseball Writers Association meeting, and it's all 30, or actually there's 25 chapters for the 30 franchises, and we had a big meeting where we talk about our business that we're looking forward for the rest of the year. As I walked out, you're walking past all these meeting rooms, and there's, for example, the Florida State League. I saw they have their annual meeting, where it's the presidents or GMs of all those minor league clubs. So, each organization has all of its people here. The trainers have meetings. The traveling secretaries have meetings. The media relations folks have meetings. We have our MLB.com staff meeting this afternoon. So it's like your typical convention. But on top of that, you've got all the agents, all the GMs, and the idea, I think back in the day when it was a little less texting and maybe a little less money involved, the idea was you've got everybody involved in one place, and it puts baseball in the spotlight, and you get lots of deals and signings. You get some bourbon and cigars involved, and late night trades happen. That happens way less. So it's a chance for baseball to be in the spotlight for a couple of days. There used to be lots of wheeling and dealing. I think the wheeling and dealing is less, but it still is an important chance for all of these meetings to happen, kind of about the business of baseball. There's a big trade show, too, that's fun, because you see all the mascot sellers and, those hot dog cannons come from somewhere, and you can buy them at this convention.
Oh,
that's where they come from?
For how much? Can we pool our resources together and Venmo you like $500? I would take a brought cannon.
I don't even know where that is at this hotel in Dallas. Again, every hotel's different and where the convention hall is. So I don't even know where that is, to be honest. Sometimes I've walked through. You kind of have to sneak in because I don't have a convention badge. But I've snuck through before.
Okay.
I like to see all the mascots.
Yeah, Blooper, the Braves mascot, always makes me laugh. What is on General Manager Matt Arnold's to-do list here, right? Because the winter meetings begin and the Brewers lose their starting shortstop. I think they knew this was going to happen.
They knew.
So what's the plan now for Matt Arnold? What's his to-do list here at the winter meetings?
Well, look, the Brewers are always going to be a team. They're going to always try to keep this competitive window open, and that means cycling, right? Where if you get a talented young player in his affordable years, you get as much value out of that player as possible. And then when it comes close to the end, see Corbin Burns last year, you trade that player for more young talent. And in the case of that deal, it was Jory Ortiz and DL Hall, who were part of the big league club last year and now will be part of this for the next several years. So you're always having to cycle through. And the Willie Adames example, where he gets all the way to the end of free agency, is the exception for the way this club has to do business. And just the practical result this year is that Devin Williams is one of the big names being talked about here in Dallas because, one of the best closers in the game, a multiple-time National League reliever of the year, and he's definitely available in trades. And there are definitely clubs that are talking to the Brewers about making that deal, and it puts a hole for the Brewers in the back of their bullpen, but they've been fortunate and effective at developing the next closer, Devin Williams being the guy who followed Josh Hader when this exact scenario unfolded. So they've done a good job of finding that next guy, and this is just the reality of how they have to do business. They're not going to pay $765 million for the best outfielder on the market. They need to find that guy either through the draft or from another club when he's at the cusp of being a big league producer and make some kind of a trade to get that guy in the system. And that's where they're at. I think Devin Williams is the biggest name, the biggest agenda item right now.
And who's showing the biggest interest in Devin Williams? Is it the New York Yankees?
Well, the Yankees are the team you hear the most, and this morning I was talking to someone, and the Yankees are definitely one of the teams that are making a push for Devin Williams, but I think it's a long list. And, the asking price is going to be high because he is, one of the best players at his position, a really important position for winning teams that are trying to close out those victories. But on the other hand, a reliever, you're talking about a different value than, say, in the White Sox have a lefty, Garrett Crochet, who's a starting pitcher with multiple years of control. So the ask is going to be a lot higher for a pitcher like that. So it's a pitcher. I think what makes Williams attractive is that the cost is going to be high, but it's not going, maybe not so astronomically high that there's a huge group of clubs that would never even consider making a trade for what the Brewers are asking for. So the Yankees are definitely one of the teams, and the Dodgers are definitely one of the teams. But I think for Williams, there should be a market that's big enough that they can, find the best deal. I don't think I had the Orioles on the as the front runners for Corbin Burns, and then boom, that trade popped right before spring training last year.
Most likely that a trade comes out of the winter meetings for the Brewers, or more likely that they announce the signing of some sort of free agent?
I honestly don't know because they have so many balls in the air at these events. It used to be more in person where the agent would try to sneak into the team suite and have like a sit down. I think so much more happens now via text. I think those face-to-face meetings are less common, even though everybody's here in the same hotel and certainly in the same city than maybe they used to be. I think the most likely thing is there's lots of talks here, and then I think what you typically find is, Thursday or Friday when everybody's back home, or the following week, that's when you see deals happen. And the example I think about is that William Contreras trade a couple years ago. That was a huge trade, 3 teams, some pretty good players moving. That was the week after the winter meetings, if I remember correctly. So I think a lot of this, what happens here, is groundwork. And again, our friend Tom Hodricourt talks about the old days of the winter meetings where there's like a huge media workroom that has a press conference kind of stage. The agent for Roki Sasaki, the free agent pitcher, Joel Wolf, is in there right now and has this huge scrum around him. He's talking to reporters. But it used to be that they would have press conferences when deals got done. And our friend Tom Hodricourt tells stories about teams and players literally like standing there lined up waiting for their turn. There were so many deals to announce. Now, because physicals are involved, because there's so much money involved in the legalities, officials, David Stearns has to pretend he didn't just sign Juan Soto. There's just less of that, actual deals happening here at the meetings.
I'm kind of looking ahead on this one, but it's something that I'm thinking about, and I know a lot of other fans are as well. Do the Brewers expect Christian Yelich to be healthy for spring training?
They do. That was probably the biggest kind of news item or just check-in that we were able to do yesterday with Pat Murphy and Matt Arnold. Everything so far is going well. If you follow Christian Yelich on Instagram, he posted some good workout videos the other day, and he's doing rotational work. He's not swinging a bat, but I think he's doing the sort of exercises to lead up to that. And they say everything so far is going well. And look, again, the margins are thin for the Brewers and other franchises who are in this position. And they need their stars to perform like stars. And it's why Christian Yelich was so important for the first 4 months of last season when he was kind of having that comeback year. And he's so important to what they do going forward because he remains their best hitter when he's healthy. And they need to get him healthy. And so far, things look good. I would say the other guy, it looks good for Brandon Woodruff, who's, coming off that shoulder surgery at the end of 2023. But they have to be really careful with him. Those shoulders are extremely difficult, and it takes a long time for pitchers to get back to where they were, if they ever get back to where they were. So I think the signs are positive for Brandon Woodruff to contribute in that rotation next season. Don't know if it's going to be on opening day, but they're just encouraged about the progress that he's making, too. They're just going to be very careful.
Well, if you notice a gap or a lull in Adam's reporting or writing, it's because he's gone to find a hot dog or brat cannon for us, and we appreciate that effort. Adam, if you locate it, take a picture. Let us know what the cost is.
Take it for a spin.
We'll see what we can piece together here.
I'll get one of those bratzukas where they fire off rapid fire.
Those are the best.
Yes.
I'll come out to your house, Greg. I know where you live, and I'll come out to your house and fire some brats at you.
Yeah, we'll shoot him at Grindel's house. He'd appreciate that, right there in the backyard.
You have some famous neighbors out there, man. You are living large.
Oh, it's something, man. Just get west of 41. Have you ever been west of 41? I think you have. You grew up in the world.
I like to not. Well, yeah. I mean, when I visit my parents, but I like to say east of Van Buren most of my time.
East of Van Buren.
It's Brewers.com writer Adam McCalvey covering the winter meetings in Dallas for Major League Baseball. Thanks so much, Adam. We appreciate it.
All right, bye guys.
Take care. It's 11:50 on WTMJ.
The original Botanas restaurant. More than 50 tequilas, 20 different margarita flavors, convenient parking, and the best service in town. Stop by to enjoy their weekday lunch specials. The original Botanas on 5th Street.
That's Botanas.
The holiday season is a magical time of year to visit Lake Geneva. Embark on an enchanting Santa cruise on the lake. Take in a parade of trees and marvel at the world's tallest glass tree, built before your very eyes. Enjoy holiday shopping in a historic downtown. Chill out with festive food and libations in an igloo under the stars. Or find adventure on a zipline, ski hill, or snow-covered nature trail. Make Lake Geneva your place for holiday fun this year. Check out visitlakegeneva.com today for all the festive details.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzek here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac. Why not add a little more joy to your holiday season? Drive with a little confidence this winter in a new Chevrolet, Buick, or GMC. How about a peace of mind benefits? All dialed into a GM certified pre-owned model. Holiday's year-end sale is going on. It makes Holiday the destination to get more vehicle for your buck. You'll score the best offers of the season and get more for your trade. Boy, now's a great time to check in with Holiday. That low closeout price, well, available for you on remaining new 2024s. I'm a longtime fan, a repeat customer with good reason. I know you'll appreciate what I appreciate. It's Holidays, relaxed atmosphere, pressure-free way of doing things, simplified buying approach, all sorts of great things that make Holiday the place for you. Whatever you're looking for, new, used, certified, pre-owned, but Wisconsin's #1 Buick and GMC dealer on your side, working for you. Accolades are per 2023 Buick and GMC Zone Sales Records. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Chevrolet, Buick and GMC, Highway 41 and 23 in Fond du Lac. Visit holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
Hey, Dan, another satisfied client.
Yeah?
Marlo just told me that having organized spaces has completely reset the tone of their household.
I bet they're easily finding what they need.
Yep, their shoes, their coats.
They can find their keys. They aren't tripping over toys.
Exactly, because everything has a place.
Changing lives one space at a time. Let us help you calm your chaos today at Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
A wife and husband team.
Hi, this is John Neal, CPA, founder of Right Choice Tax, and best-selling author on how to have less stress with the IRS. The IRS has you in their crosshairs. We are local and know how to deal with the IRS or state and solve your situation. Just the other week, we successfully removed the target on Tim. He had been audited and was told he owed the IRS. We fought the notice and got him a refund instead. We were also successful with Nate to get $94,000 of penalties removed. This is why I started Right Choice Tax Resolution, to help people fight the IRS and state. You don't know the ins and outs of taxes or the more than 20 penalties they can impose on you. Make the right choice and call us at 844-222-1192. We want to help so your bank account doesn't get wiped out, your paycheck or Social Security garnished, or a lien put on your house. Get rid of that stress and get back to enjoying life. Call us at 844-222-1192 or visit rightchoicetax.us right now to book a meeting.
Hey, it's officially tailgating season, and Tailgate Tuesday is back. Join me, John Merkier.
And me, Julia Fellow, on Wisconsin's Afternoon News every Tuesday in the 4 p.m. hour for a chance to win a $150 gift card from our friends at Vienna Beef.
And be sure to catch Green and Gold Insiders every Tuesday on Wisconsin's Afternoon News for all you need to know about the Green and Gold. It's Tailgate Tuesdays.
It's Tailgate Tuesdays, and it's only here on WTMJ.
The holidays are happening at Diamonds Direct. Still rushing to finish your holiday shopping? Don't worry, we've got you covered. This weekend only, it's our last chance sale with 20% off virtually everything. Earrings, bracelets, pendants, and more. Plus special financing options up to 5 years. But don't wait, this is your final opportunity to find the perfect gift at the best value before the holidays. Plus special designer appearances. Visit us during extended holiday hours or shop online and pick up in store. Our 20% off last chance sale ends Sunday. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com.
Debbie Loziga here for Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel this holiday season, turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer, providing care for life. This month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Luckstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote, with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Major story of the day here. 26-year-old Luigi Mangione charged with second-degree murder in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in Manhattan last week. Mangione arrested in a McDonald's in Pennsylvania, Altoona, Pennsylvania. This happened yesterday morning. And now folks are starting to come out of the woodwork here, Jessica. Those who knew the 26-year-old are left wondering how somebody with a life presumably so promising could have possibly committed this brazen crime. You start to dig back on Mangione's upbringing, where he went to school, and you see a path to a very bright future in the tech space and engineering world.
This is a guy who, it seems like, for those of us who don't personally know him, it seems like he had everything going for him. And here's the thing. People who did know him said the exact same thing. A high school classmate. He had everything going for him. He wasn't really snobby. He was humble. He was unassuming and easy to approach. He graduated from a prestigious school and all-boys institution that's known as one of Baltimore's really good private schools. He was valedictorian. He attended the University of Pennsylvania, graduated in 2020, so not long ago, with a master's and bachelor's degree in computer science and a minor in mathematics. He was a member of Phi Kappa Psi fraternity. I mean, just so much stuff. He was so involved, and people really thought great things of this guy.
And the common theme from those who are speaking out who knew him is that he was every bit of an upstanding individual. Min Jun Kim is one of Mangione's high school teammates and classmates.
He came off as a really good kid, very nice, very humble, open to talk to anyone, really not a problematic kid in high school. He never really got in trouble.
For a portion of 2022, he lived on the island of Oahu with a guy named R.J. Martin.
He was a very thoughtful person, communicated really well, was friendly, had good relationships with everyone. He was even, in some ways, a bit of a leader. He helped spearhead a book club that we started just so we could, keep those intellectual pursuits alive from back when we were in school.
So where did his frustration with the healthcare system grow? Martin also recalls a health issue that Mangione was dealing with at the time.
And I remember he said he had a back issue and he was hoping to get stronger in Hawaii. When he first came, he went on a surf lesson with other members, and unfortunately, just a basic surf lesson, he was in bed for about a week. We had to get a different bed for him that was more firm, and I know it was really traumatic and difficult. When you're in your early 20s and you can't do some basic things, it can be really, really difficult.
So it's possible, and investigators will dive into this, and he may even speak upon it in court, that crippling back issues for a guy in his mid-20s may have been the root of some of his issues and causing him to do what he did in New York.
I listened to that interview last night with R.J. Martin, and it was very interesting. And anybody who has dealt with back pain or any just chronic pain knows how terrible that can be, and it really does sound like it put him out for long periods of time. But R.J. Martin, that friend who lived with him in Hawaii in that co-living space a few years ago, he remembered him as friendly and thoughtful, and he was basically saying, it is unimaginable to me. He said he could make absolutely zero sense out of what happened. And you look back, some people are questioning, why do we have all of this information about him already? People are really surprised. If you think about, one of the assassination attempts of President-elect Donald Trump, some people say we still don't have that much information on that guy, but we have all of these details about this murder suspect. But in some ways, it's pretty easy to find out. Last night, I was just taking a peruse, checking out social media. Some of his accounts have now been taken down because there are so many people that are following him. But other accounts are still up. I checked out his LinkedIn and saw he's a data engineer at True Car. I mean, and this was a smart guy. What was it? His X profile, you could see there was a picture of a back, like an X-ray, and in some of his travels, he posted about his travels, the book club. There are just so many things, and he definitely has a profile on social media. I mean, you can go there and you can look yourself and find a lot of information about this guy.
Oh, much more on this throughout the day here and afternoon on WTMJ. It's 12 o'clock. Got the news coming up.
It started with a prediction.
Go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Sweet, flaky, and utterly delicious. That's the famous Kringle from O&H Danish Bakery. Guaranteed to get you on the nice list, O&H Danish Bakery can deliver that heavenly goodness right to your doorstep. Now that's a memorable gift where you know you've nailed it. And it arrives fresh in just 2 business days, anywhere within the country. Order online today, ohndanishbakery.com, or come on in to O&H Danish Bakery in Racine, Oak Creek, or Sturnivan and taste the difference of bakery made from scratch.
The Christmas holiday shopping season is on. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Let me make it easy for you. I'm a huge Mine Shaft restaurant fan. It's been family owned for over 46 years. It's super affordable and super fun. The perfect holiday gift is a Mine Shaft gift card because everyone loves a delicious and affordable breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And check this out. Buy a $100 gift card this week, get a $20 gift card free. Buy $250, get $50 free. Purchase Mine Shaft gift cards for your loyal employees and clients. They're going to love it. Book your holiday company party, office party, or family get-together in the Mine Shaft's free party rooms. They'll create a menu and party to fit your budget. The huge game room adds a ton of fun for your kids and, I must say, for the adults. The Mine Shaft in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh right off the interstate. Buy a $100 gift card, get 20 free. Book your holiday party and order your gift cards at MineShaftRestaurant.com. Stop this week. Just walk in. It's the amazing Mine Shaft.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
And for the Bucks' next trick, they're going to make Orlando disappear from the NBA Cup.
Lillard slashes inside off to Giannis inside. He stuffs it down. Gets it to Prince. Lobs up to Giannis, who's hanging on the rim with another dunk.
Our coverage of Bucks Magic starts tonight at 5:30. We are your home for the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Tuesday, December 10th. I'm Greg Matzek. Your top story, suing the school district for not sharing information.
I'm Jessica Tighe, getting worried about the drones.
Mostly cloudy today, cooler and a high of 36. Cloudy tonight, flurries possible, a low of 24. Scattered snow showers on Wednesday and a high of 28. 32 degrees and cloudy in Milwaukee at 12:03. From the WTMJ breaking newsroom, a school district accused of hiding information on a grooming investigation.
Area School District faces a lawsuit from a parent and a reporter. Parent Kenneth Salee alleges a male teacher was touching a student's shoulders and hair, winking and making inappropriate comments, even after receiving a letter of reprimand. The teacher left the district and was hired at Kenosha Unified School District this fall. When Kenosha County Eye reporter Kevin Mathewson requested documents, Mukwonago School District turned over the letter of reprimand and letter of leave, but no other investigative documents. Kenosha Unified says the teacher is currently employed at the district's virtual school. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
2 people are dead and a Wisconsin State Patrol trooper is hurt after 2 crashes along I-94 near Toma. The first happened just before 7 last night. An SUV crossed the median and hit 2 semis on the opposite side. Those semis then traveled across the median and back into traffic. Both people in the SUV died right there at the scene. The semi drivers have minor injuries. Then, 3 hours later, a Wisconsin state trooper who was directing traffic around that accident was rear-ended by another semi. The trooper was taken to the hospital for his injuries.
Getting the FBI involved in drone sightings. Nearly 50 sightings of the flying objects around buildings and bridges in New Jersey and New York on Sunday. New Jersey's Governor Phil Murphy.
We don't see any concern for public safety. That's number one. Number two, having said that, it's really frustrating that we don't have more answers as to where they're coming from and why they're doing what they're doing.
Witnesses say the drones have been flying together and their lights go out once they've been spotted.
A scholarship for Milwaukee police recruits. Patty Jerving, mother of Officer Peter Jerving, who was killed in the line of duty more than a year ago now, is helping raise money for the department. She tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News she's crocheting Afghans for a fundraiser.
Every penny for the sale of the Afghans will go for Squad 4374 scholarship in Peter Jerving and Jimmy Nowak's name for the police recruits.
That fundraiser is at 10:30 Wednesday morning at the Milwaukee Police Academy.
Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Christmas colors on the indices today. How festive. Little mix of red and green. The Dow currently down about 40 points at 44,362. NASDAQ up 25 at 19,757. S&P 500 bouncing back and forth. Currently about 3 points in the red at 6,050. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Financial planning at every level. For details, visit annexwealth.com.
It's time for the knockout round. And we're not talking about the show The Voice. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Sounding Unlimited WTMJ News Time is coming up on 12:06.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzek here, looking for a technology upgrade at your house. Well, want to send you off to Flanners Home Entertainment. You know Flanners, trusted name in the space for decades. It's always a treat stepping into a Flanners. It was when I was a kid, still is today. Stop by Flanners in West Dallas, Grafton, or visit flanners.com. You'll see what I'm talking about here. Technology upgrade for your house. You go with Flanners. They are local. They are trusted. They are the experts. Bigger screen, better resolution, better picture, better sound. They've got the big stuff. They've got the small stuff. Maybe you just need a great bracket to hold that flat screen to the wall. Maybe you need the right cables or a Bluetooth speaker. Big or small, no matter the scope or size of the project, Flanners can help you through it. They are the experts. Sound advice at the best price. It's Flanners Home Entertainment. Just press play.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
It's WTMJ's Brandon Stein for Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. The holiday season is here, and Wisconsin Harley-Davidson has you covered. Now through December 28th, when you purchase any new Harley-Davidson motorcycle, you'll receive a shopping spree. See sales associate for details, only valid on new bike purchases. December is full of shopping treats. Follow Wisconsin Harley-Davidson's Facebook page and Instagram for more details, and be sure to check out WISHD.com. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports desk. With a record of 9-4, Matt LaFleur's Packers head to Seattle this weekend for a Sunday night matchup against the Seahawks. Seattle's won 4 straight games.
Going to Seattle is always a chore. I mean, that is a tough place to play. I think they got a lot of talented players. You know, they're playing good football and really in every phase. So it's gonna be a great challenge for us.
Packers have a 96% chance of qualifying for the postseason, according to NFL.com. The knockout round of the NBA's in-season tournament begins tonight for the Bucks on the home floor against the Orlando Magic. Coverage begins at 5:30 on WTMJ. And in college basketball, the 20th-ranked Wisconsin Badgers visit Illinois tonight for an 8 o'clock tip.
Take Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. Fabulous news on this Tuesday afternoon. No big crashes on the system, and all of our disabled vehicles have cleared.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
Cloudy today, a high of 36 degrees. Might see some flurries later on tonight. Better chance for snow showers tomorrow, and a high of 28 degrees. 15, your high on Thursday. Wind chills going to make it feel like below zero. 33 degrees and cloudy in Milwaukee at 12:09.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzek and Jessica Tighe.
Welcome in. It's the Tuesday edition, hour number 2 of the program. Jessica and Greg with you till 1 o'clock. Greg Hill producing the program for Gina. We expect to see her back tomorrow. Thanks to Tiff Poo and everybody in the newsroom for helping us stack our program today. Some big stories that we're following here and on top of at 12:10.
It's now at noon on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Fresh developments keep coming in the murder case of the United Healthcare CEO. New photos just released from police today show for the first time the suspect pictured inside the McDonald's where he was apprehended in Pennsylvania. Luigi Mangione is sitting at a table in the corner. He's wearing a medical face mask. And then in one of the pictures, his mask is down as he eats what looks to be a McDonald's hash brown. Kind of like just going about the day as though he was any other guy.
Trying to blend in, right?
Right. Altoona police took Mangione in custody on Monday after an employee and a customer thought he looked like the suspect on a wanted poster and called authorities. The 26-year-old is now charged with murder. He's sitting in a state prison in Pennsylvania. ABC's Aaron Katursky is outside of that prison now with the latest.
The murder charges have been filed in an arrest warrant, so that's sort of a procedural step in order to get Luigi Mangione extradited from here in Pennsylvania back to New York. No telling when that could be. If he waives it, it could be a couple of days. If he fights it, it could be a couple of months.
Investigators say Mangione had writings on him criticizing the healthcare industry and a ghost gun similar to the one believed to have been used to kill Brian Thompson.
On the heels of Thompson's murder, police in at least one state are warning about possible other targets. ABC's Chuck Silverstein reveals who's put the warning out and the growing negative sentiment around more than just the healthcare industry.
Police are urged to be on high alert about widespread threats on social media against healthcare executives and their families. That's according to a Colorado law enforcement bulletin obtained by ABC News. It says Brian Thompson's killing may be used as messaging and propaganda to share the gunman's techniques and tactics. The bulletin talks about a growing negative sentiment around conglomerates, the wealthy, and executive staff at private and public organizations.
There's also now a move to stop third-party sellers from capitalizing on the CEO's murder. Believe it or not, there is merchandise out there right now inspired by the crime. CBS's Deborah Rodriguez has that new angle.
Online shopping sites have begun removing merchandise inspired by the murder of United Healthcare CEO. Shirts, hats, baseball caps, wine tumblers, even Christmas tree ornaments with the words deny, defend, depose began popping up on Amazon, eBay, Etsy, and others after police detailed the scribbling on bullet casings found at the scene in New York City. The phrase is the title of a 2010 book about the insurance industry. The possible reference to tactics to decline or limit medical claims has resonated with some Americans frustrated with the health insurance system. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
I understand people frustrated with the healthcare system, without a doubt, but I'm very surprised that people want to buy items, including Christmas ornaments with these words on them.
It's very quick work by those who were able to get it up on different sites using whatever means necessary, but I appreciate the effort to have those removed as well.
Definitely.
12:13 on WTMJ. Want to have a little fun this holiday season? Well, the TSA can help. We'll explain after this.
The only place to get this.
Middleton into the left corner. He gets a return from Jackson, fires a three, and hits it as he's fouled. Welcome back, Mr. Middleton.
With some of this.
These are games now. We're not in the moral victory business. You got to start to win these games.
Get it all on Bucks Talk, your all-encompassing Milwaukee Bucks postgame show with Justin Garcia and Brandon Snide. Only heard here on the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
What you doing?
I'm completely sealing up all the doors to get the house ready for winter.
How will we get in and out?
We'll just have to hunker down till spring.
Sometimes getting your home ready for winter is best left to professionals. The same is definitely true for your vehicles. And now's the time to visit any of the 115 Adam member new car dealers to get your oil changed. Have your brakes and wipers checked and make sure your tires will get you through a long Wisconsin winter. Visit ADAMM.com to find the nearest Adam member dealer.
Test your trivia acumen tomorrow at WTMJ's Trivia Showdown presented by Quizmaster Trivia. It's all in support of Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. Join me, Sandy Max, and Jeff Sherman as we host the competition at North Pillar Brewing in Waukesha. That's tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Can't make it? Well, you can help Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive with a monetary donation. Text Capco to the WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620 to donate. And if you can join us tomorrow, grab an unused, unwrapped toy. Bring some of your favorite friends. It's WTMJ's Trivia Showdown presented by Quizmaster Trivia, all in support of Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. It's tomorrow at North Pillar Brewing in Waukesha. Hope to see you.
Is outdoor living limited at your place? Well, imagine a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, maybe even an outdoor kitchen in your yard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a local, family-owned company that consults, designs, and builds these things. And they're the best. Let them make outdoor living unlimited in your yard like they did in ours. We are Wisconsin. We live outdoors as much as possible. Make the most of it with help from Outdoor Living Unlimited. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com. 36 your high today, cloudy skies, chance of flurries later tonight. Tomorrow we have a better chance of seeing some snow showers and a high of 28 degrees. Struggling to get out of the teens on Thursday. It's going to be cold. It's going to feel cold. High of 15. It's 33 degrees and cloudy in Milwaukee at 12:16.
Well, it's about that time. Got to get a new calendar. 2025 is almost here. This calendar is a hot one, Greg.
Walk me through it. I am very particular about calendars. There are intriguing calendars. There are calendars like the tearaway kind. Are we just talking like daily calendar, month by month? What do we got?
This is a month-by-month calendar. It's a hot one, and not because like the local firefighters are on each month. No, the Transportation Security Administration has a calendar featuring some of its hardworking canines, and we're excited about it here because one of the dogs featured works in Milwaukee.
Of course. There we go. The
Love
Wisconsin
it.
connection for everything.
Jessica Bailey with TSA joins us live. And if you're watching on YouTube, check it out because in just moments, yep, here we go. We're going to put on Birdie, who works here in Milwaukee at Milwaukee's Mitchell International Airport. There you can see it. And if you're not on right now and you want to watch, you can text WATCH, the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. And you'll get, oh gosh, how cute is Birdie?
Birdie
right?
appears to be some sort of lab mix.
Oh,
do I have
so
that right?
cute.
Yes. Yeah. She's a golden lab mix. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us, Jessica. We love this. Let's learn a little bit more about Birdie. What does the TSA dog actually do at Milwaukee's Mitchell International Airport?
So she is an explosive detection canine. So she works with a handler, and they screen passengers, and they're just making sure that nobody is carrying anything that's an explosive that could be harmful for a plane. So it's just another layer of security we have at Mitchell.
Do you put a pedometer on Birdie throughout the day? Like how many steps are you making between the concourses?
You know, they definitely get some exercise, and you know, it's interesting because it's a tough day for the dogs. Like they're at work, and that's one of the tips we give passengers is, you know, don't go up to the dogs and try and play with them or pet them. Imagine if you were here at work and someone comes up and starts trying to rub your head. It's distracting. They're at work. They're focused. So
yeah, come on, Greg.
They are working hard.
Yeah, it actually happens to be more than you think.
Do you know how long Birdie has worked at Mitchell? And I ask this because it was a few years ago. It was around the holidays. I had to walk through a line. It was like you and a stranger, somebody I didn't even know. We had to walk as though we were kind of doing a little dance together down a line, and there was a dog that was walking by and sniffed us. And I'm wondering if it could have been Birdie.
It could have been, yeah. So Birdie has been there more than a year. Our canine program in Milwaukee is pretty relatively recent, within the last 2 years. So definitely, you know, this memory you have was after we rolled out this canine program. But yeah, you know, I think you notice that when the dogs just need a certain amount of area to work. So, if you have a really tight queue where people are back and forth, there's no room for the dog to kind of do their thing and pick up those smells. So when we have you open that area up and walk through, they're just trying to catch that scent. And then if they have a hit, we want to make sure we know who is the person they just hit on.
That's so true because there was a lot of space. I'm curious, though. So the dog is trying to sniff and see if they can find anything. But once they're like, okay, Jessica's okay, you get to go through. How does the canine help passengers in the process? Does it speed things up?
Yeah. So what we do is that if you have been screened by a canine, we kind of give you a pre-check type experience, even if you're a standard passenger. So you don't have to take out those electronics. You don't have to take out those liquids. And it just helps us during those really busy times. We don't have dogs working, every hour that the checkpoint is open, but we use them when we need them in those busy, high throughput times like the morning. And it just helps us move that line a little faster.
Is Birdie the only TSA dog at Mitchell right now?
We have 3 teams, and we actually have a 4th that is graduating soon. So we'll soon have a 4th. Maybe we'll get the 4th dog in next year. Yeah, so we do have a 4th dog joining soon at Mitchell.
Well, so how do you decide which dog to submit for the TSA calendar? Did Birdie win some sort of prize?
So, we open it up to all the handlers across the country. They have to pick their good photos and kind of give us some bio info. And then we do have a preliminary round of internal judging. So we let TSA employees pick the finalists, and we have 4 finalists, which Birdie was. The 12 dog models, we pick them from around the country for the calendar. But for the cutest canine contest, which Birdie was a finalist in, there are 4 finalists, and they are chosen by internal voting. So definitely some competition among the airports to try and get their dogs up there. And I was really glad that we had a Wisconsin representative this year.
Look at Birdie go, just hitting all the marks for different competitions. That's fantastic. How long has TSA been putting out a calendar, and how do people get it? Because some people are going to be like, okay, great, I want this one.
Yeah, the calendar's been popular, and we've been doing it several years. You go to our website, and you can download it. And that's the easiest way just to get it to everyone as quick as they want. But we do have printing instructions, and it's really nice, and dogs from across the country, and they're fun to look at. It kind of brightens your day.
Is it free, the calendar?
It is, yep. Just go tsa.gov, and it's right on our homepage, and you'll find it.
So what ultimately is the goal then? Because sometimes you say, okay, you buy the calendar, and then the proceeds could go to something, but what is your hope with this calendar?
We really just want to increase awareness of this program and let people know. I think, again, people see these dogs, and they might not be sure what they're doing or how they're keeping them safe, and we really just want people to know that they're working hard, they're trained, they're professionals, and we're really proud of this program.
Greg asked the question about how many dogs were working in Milwaukee. I'm curious, across the country, as so many of us as travel to different airports, how many of these canines are just across the country helping out?
Yeah, a couple hundred. So it's a big program. And again, big airports sometimes have more. Not every airport has a dog because it's a program you have to support. But really popular. And if you're coming back from a bigger airport, you're probably going to see canines if you're traveling at a busy time.
So Jessica, who trains the dogs? Are they trained by local law enforcement? How does this work?
So we have a canine training center. It's in San Antonio, Texas at the Lackland Air Force Base. That's where all of our dogs and handlers start. They do several months of training there. And, not every dog makes it through the program. This is, again, a tough gig. So we really use that time to make sure that the dog is right and has the right disposition and the right work ethic to be able to work this much every day. And then finding the right handler for them, too. So the handlers go in and they get matched up with their dog at this training center. And then the other thing that's interesting is that these dogs live with their handlers full time. So Birdie is with Zach right now. And, they don't go to a kennel at the end of the day and then get picked up in the morning. They are a member of their family. So really tight connection that the handlers and the dogs share.
Full disclosure, we tried to get Birdie in, and normally we would be able to, but the handler was a little under the weather, as so many people are these days, and then has vacation time, which so many people have these days. And listen, we really support that vacation time.
Yes,
so
they work so hard. I could not ask Zach to cancel it. Yeah, but again, we love our dogs here, and they love to come out and do media, so we will definitely have a dog in studio at some point.
Jessica, as long as we have you in here, it's kind of fascinating to jump into the mind and behind the scenes of the Transportation Security Administration and the work that's done. What are some common mistakes that travelers are making right now in 2024?
Yeah, so really the kind of stuff that we've been seeing for a while, and it really does start with getting there early. We say arrive early, 2 hours, from when you step foot in the airport. If you need to park or get dropped off, give yourself a little extra time. But when you get yourself there early, even if you make a mistake with your packing, it gives you time to address it. Oh, I can't have this item. Maybe I want to check my bag. Oh, maybe I want to run this back to my car. You're not stressed, so it gives you more time. The people who really get in, I don't want to say trouble, but the people who have the most trouble are when you bring something you're not supposed to have and you're really in a rush to catch your flight. That's sort of when everything lines up. So start by getting there early. And then it also starts at home. Pack smart. Start with an empty bag. when you take that bag from your last trip and you don't really remember what's inside of it, you're much more likely to have something at the checkpoint that you didn't even mean or want to have. So start with an empty bag, only put the items in that you need, and then go to our website, tsa.gov, if you have questions. Look up the items. We have a really detailed list. This can go in your carry-on. This can go in your check bag. When you put that time in at home, it saves you at the checkpoint because we know you don't want to abandon these items. You don't want to have to run it back to your car. And so pack smart and make sure you're not bringing anything that's going to slow you down.
I've graduated to global entry, and I've never been more proud.
Good. We love our Trusted Traveler program.
Just moving through the lines with ease and not having to worry about the excessive waiting or just like the wild card, right? I mean, this is the kind of year you say get there early. Well, typically, maybe on a Tuesday in February, you don't have to get there overly early into Milwaukee, but in December, March, you probably do, just given the volume of people traveling about.
Yeah, and we always say, wouldn't you rather have that extra time, sitting at your gate having a coffee than standing in line, again, like kind of ticking down the minutes and being a little nervous about it. Bag check-off cutoff time. So sometimes people want to check a bag, but they miss that cutoff time. So then they try and bring a gigantic bag through the checkpoint, and they're like, I'll just worry about it at the gate. Well, that bag might not even fit through our machines. So again, that's when you get delayed. And then boarding times. People sometimes underestimate when their boarding time is going to be. And so you need to make sure, not just when my flight is taking off, but when is that flight boarding? Because again, you want to make sure you're not arriving at the checkpoint when you really should already be at the gate.
What about people who are trying to bring in Christmas presents? And, take those presents to their family in another state.
Yeah.
Suggestions there?
It happens, definitely. We recommend not wrapping your gifts if you're bringing them through the checkpoint, just because if it alarms, which it might alarm whether it's prohibited or not, it might just look like a prohibited item and alarm, we would have to unwrap it. And we've definitely had instances where we're unwrapping the present in front of the person who it's meant for, and it's very awkward. Yeah. So or gift bags. That's a good alternative. It's much easier for us to peek into a gift bag and determine what an item is versus unwrapping a present. So if you can do it at your destination, that's always better as well.
That's so true. When you first said that, I was thinking that maybe somebody had wrapped it so nicely, so you felt bad that TSA agent had to unwrap it, but no, unwrapping in front of somebody who it's designed for. Man, oh man. Jessica Maley with the Transportation Security Administration. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
You bet. Get those free calendars.
Yes, TSA.gov. Thank you.
Looking forward to it. 1226 news is coming up.
Relive the enjoyment of holiday shopping with Winky's Hallmark and Gifts selection of holiday decor, gift wrap, cards, and gifts. Carry on traditions with advent calendars, English party crackers, and unique ornaments. Enjoy candies and chocolates made locally and imported from Europe. And set the mood with candles that offer scents from Christmases past. Visit us on the corner of Silver Spring and Lake Drive in Whitefish Bay, or shop online at winkysgifts.com.
Gotta get to Winky's now.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Dave.
The campus is beautiful. For me, nature is my church, and I love being outside. We live by the Bark River, and it's calming. It just calms my soul. I just love it. A lot of the people, I'm talking about 100-year-old people, they credit Three Pillars with living longer.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
WTMJ's Greg Matzek here. If you want to watch sports and do it in a way that you've never maybe done it before, it's at Potawatomi Sportsbook. 2,000 square foot video wall, whatever game you're looking for. They'll have games on tonight. A lot of basketball tonight. Check out Potawatomi Sportsbook. It's an all-new way to watch sports, and it's maybe the best place in the state to do it. Great food from the kitchen. We had some food last night. Fried chicken was fantastic. They've got great stuff on the menu, and you'll enjoy a nice cold beverage as well from the bar. It's Wisconsin's best Potawatomi Sportsbook inside the redesigned and reimagined Potawatomi Casino Hotel in Milwaukee.
The holiday season is a magical time of year to visit Lake Geneva. Embark on an enchanting Santa cruise on the lake. Take in a parade of trees and marvel at the world's tallest glass tree, built before your very eyes. Enjoy holiday shopping in a historic downtown. Chill out with festive food and libations in an igloo under the stars. Or find adventure on a zipline, ski hill, or snow-covered nature trail. Make Lake Geneva your place for holiday fun this year. Check out visitlakegeneva.com today for all the festive details.
job every day. Wisconsin's 600,000 family caregivers help their loved ones to continue living safely in their own homes. It's not easy. Each year, they spend an average of $7,000 out of their own pockets to provide this care. Wisconsin needs family caregivers, and they need more support. Tell your state lawmakers Wisconsin family caregivers need a caregiver tax credit in 2025. Learn more at aarp.org/WI. That's aarp.org/WI. Paid for by AARP Wisconsin.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Patrick and Monica initially chose a bank to get pre-approved and provide financing for the purchase of their first home. But they were getting a bad feeling when a week after their offer was accepted, the bank still hadn't locked in their rate, nor had the appraisal been ordered. Monica shared her concerns with a friend who happened to be a multi-time AccuNet client. That led to Monica connecting with one of our senior loan consultants the same day, and after gathering some information and reviewing options, we locked in their rate right then and there with loan costs $3,600 lower than what the bank had quoted. The appraisal was ordered right away too, and the loan closed on time just 3 weeks later. We also noticed an oversight in the contract that led to a $3,000 credit from the seller. You can get a generic pre-approval and average or worse service from a bank, or you can get the kind of fast service, advice, attention to detail, and savings that made Monica and Patrick AccuNet's latest raving fans. All you got to do to get started is click on the blue button at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
It's 12:30. I'm Greg Matzek. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Tuesday, December 10th. Your top story, arrested for Waukesha's second murder this year.
I'm Jessica Tighe. New charges in Wisconsin's fake elector scheme.
Mostly cloudy, cooler today, a high of 36. Some flurries possible tonight and a low of 24. It's 32 and cloudy in Milwaukee.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. Strong Santa Ana winds fueling a fast-moving wildfire in Malibu, California. More than 18,000 people evacuated.
Thousands of homes are in danger here, but firefighters have been battling back the flames, going up against the flames to push them back in the wind. LA County Fire Chief Anthony Maroney.
We have only a minimal number of homes destroyed.
He's asking people in the area not impacted by fire to cut back their water use now to protect water pressure for firefighters to save homes. Alex Stone, ABC News, Malibu, California.
Red flag warning stretches far south of San Diego County. Utility officials there say 51,000 customers are without power due to gale force winds. An extradition hearing scheduled this hour in Pennsylvania for Luigi Mangione. He's charged with murder in the killing of United Healthcare CEO last week in New York City. Israel says it's carried out airstrikes destroying the Syrian fleet and weapons storage facilities there. This is ABC News.
Sonic at Limited WTMJ News Time is 12:31. Charged for killing and hiding a man under a tarp. 56-year-old Carlos Maldonado went missing in April. His remains were found wrapped in a tarp in Waukesha at the end of October. Maldonado died of a gunshot wound. 62-year-old Kevin Leishwick was arrested Friday of last week in connection to that killing after bullets from a gun were found in his car and matched the ones used to shoot Maldonado. He's now charged with first-degree intentional homicide and hiding a corpse. Waukesha Police Captain Dan Bauman.
We believe that he had a hit list. We believe that he had information that he had grievances with others. Fortunately, those others were not local. Mr. Maldonado was number one on his hit list.
Leishwick is being held on $5 million cash bond.
A pedestrian dies after being hit on Madison's Beltway. The accident happened just before 6 last night on Highway 12 near Fish Hatchery Road. The person died right there at the scene. Highway 12 was closed for a few hours.
Schools are back open after a bomb threat in Chippewa Falls. District officials received the threat against the high school just before 1 o'clock Monday afternoon. Law enforcement evacuated the students at both the middle school and high school, along with staff, before sweeping the buildings. No credible threat was found. Police say the incident was part of a number of false reports, or swatting, targeting school districts across the state.
More felony charges against the attorneys and an aide to President-elect Donald Trump in Wisconsin's fake elector scheme. Trump's Wisconsin attorney, Jim Trupis, campaign advisory attorney, Kenneth Chesbrough, and Election Day operations director, Mike Roman, each now face 10 additional charges of forgery. All three are accused of creating a document in 2020 falsely claiming then President Trump won Wisconsin's 10 electoral college votes and attempting to deliver that document to then Vice President Mike Pence. These new charges come just 2 days before all three are set to make their initial court appearances.
A Racine County Sheriff's Sergeant is being hailed a hero after rescuing a dog left for dead in the road.
I couldn't understand why nobody had stopped or called it in already.
Sergeant Joseph Fazio was driving Wednesday night on Highway 20 when he spotted 2-year-old Tato the Corgi lying in the road, struggling to survive. That's when the sergeant stepped into action.
Found him, he got hit up in Racine County.
Fazio tells WTMJ he wishes someone had stepped up before him to help save Tato's life.
At least call it in for one of us so we're aware.
Tato is expected to survive, but has a long recovery ahead of him.
Hang on, little buddy.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Temporary station closures for bubbler bikes. More than 20 stations across Milwaukee, along with all the stations in Tosa and West Allis, will close for the winter starting today. The bike share program will reopen those stations on March 10th. You can see the full list of stations impacted on our website, WTMJ.com.
Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Siding Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 12:34.
We know what you're thinking, and all we can tell you is to drive careful.
Yep, Wisconsin roads are no joke this time of year, especially when you're driving on old, worn-out tires.
Schedule yourself a tire appointment with Rich Lawns. We carry all sorts of tire brands, including Goodyear, Kelly, Continental, and General, to name a few.
And every tire we install automatically comes with free tire mounting, free lifetime tire rotation, free flat tire repairs, and free alignment inspections.
Not to mention free wheel corrosion cleaning, lifetime warranty spin balance, and prorated tire protection.
Let's just say if you're driving around town, especially this time of year on old, worn-out tires, you're due for tire service.
Courtney's right. And remember, be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you have good tread on your tires, because cold, wet, icy roads are no joke. I'm Brett Matchke with Rich Lawns, and you're due for service.
Rich Lawns Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Rich Lawns.
A buck in today's world doesn't go far unless you're spending it at Griffin. Because for just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. Buy one or a whole set. This is Jim Griffin, any major brand. We'll put you in new tires for just $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. That's right, $1 over cost, and we'll even show you the invoice to prove it. So what's the catch? There's really no catch. You don't have to buy a car or a truck from us. We'd like it if you did, but our only requirement is we put them on for you. Buy one, two, or a set of four. The $1 deal at Griffin. Available at Griffin Chrysler Jeep South, 27th Street and Jefferson. Griffin Chevrolet in the Auto Mall. Griffin Ford, Waukesha, and Fort Atkinson. 5 ways to make your dollar go further. Griffin, the buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. $1 over cost. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
WTMJ's Trivia Showdown for Capco Kids to Kids, brought to you by Quizmaster Trivia, is tomorrow at North Pillar Brewing in Waukesha. 7 p.m. start time. Come see me, Jessica Tighe from Wisconsin's Midday News, Sandy Max from What's on Tap, and Jeff Sherman from The Upswing as we square off with fans for a chance to win some great prizes.
In 1955, Blaine's Farm and Fleet was founded as one of the original discount retailers, and we've supplied Midwest farms and families with quality goods at unbeatable prices ever since. So when it comes to keeping your farm well-stocked for winter, we have what you need for less. Like select Nutrina livestock feeds. Buy 3, get 1 free. $70 off 10,000-watt Beyond Heat garage heaters. Rewards members save an extra $20. And select Stanley forage products, $5 off. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
No matter how many people are in your family, buying new jackets for the cold weather months can be expensive. But when you shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, prices on cold weather jackets will give you a sigh of relief, because thrift store prices mean great deals. And right now we have a great selection. Find great deals on cold weather jackets for the family at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. The Packers have a 96% chance at qualifying for the postseason, according to NFL.com. Green Bay travels to Seattle to face the Seahawks on Sunday Night Football. The knockout round of the NBA's in-season tournament begins tonight for the Bucks on the home floor against the Magic. Coverage begins at 5:30 on WTMJ. And in college basketball, 20th-ranked Wisconsin visits Illinois tonight for an 8 o'clock tip.
Let's get you an update on the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. I'm looking at the map right now thinking, is this real? Is this right? I keep refreshing because there is nothing on it. No crashes, no disabled vehicles either. It's looking fantastic. Enjoy your drive.
Traffic is sponsored by the famous Fox and Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill.
Buy a $100 gift card from the historic Fox and Hounds restaurant. Get a $20 gift card absolutely free. What a deal. Order online at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Cloudy today, a high of 36 degrees, maybe some flurries later on, overnight low of 20. 27 your high tomorrow, Wednesday, with snow showers possible, up to 15. Yeah, that's it. 15 your high on Thursday. We're going to be talking wind chill as well. It's going to be very cold in the morning with wind chills feeling like it's below zero. 32 degrees and cloudy in Milwaukee at 12:39.
It's Tech Tuesday with ABC News technology reporter Mike Dubusky.
We're not sure if he will be a judge in the upcoming AI beauty pageant, but he is our guest every Tuesday on Tech Tuesday.
The latest and greatest in the world of tech.
Tesla's next product, they call it a robo-taxi. These are AR glasses. They're called simply the Frame.
On Wisconsin's Midday News.
Well, it is Tuesday. That means Tech Tuesday on Wisconsin's Midday News, our weekly check-in with ABC News technology reporter. It's Mike Dubusky. Hey, Mike.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Tell us about Sora. I know about Siri. I know I have an adverse relationship with Siri. Might I like Sora better? What is it and how does it work?
Depends on how you feel about generative artificial intelligence. So Sora is OpenAI's latest product. They launched this on Monday, and it's a video generator. So you go to Sora.com, you type in a prompt of what video you would like to see, and you make a couple selections like what resolution you would like that video to be, how long the video should be, and then a couple seconds later, it generates a completely synthetic AI video. Now, this is behind OpenAI's paywall right now. You have to subscribe to either ChatGPT Plus for $20 a month. That gets you 50 videos at 720p resolution. They can be 5 seconds long each. Or you can bump up to ChatGPT Pro, which is $200 a month. You get unlimited videos with that subscription tier up to 1080p quality and 20 seconds long. There's a couple other things that are included in Sora as well. You can upload a photo, for example, to Sora and ask it to turn it into a video for you. You can also blend videos together to sort of create a short film sort of idea. But basically, this is a lot like OpenAI's other tools. If ChatGPT generates video, or excuse me, if ChatGPT generates text and DALL-E 3 generates images, Sora generates video.
What's the demand for tech like Sora? Who's going to be using it?
So you can see why people in the entertainment world would be attracted to something like Sora, right? Instead of hiring actors or scouting out locations or building props or things like that, Sora just generates that video for you in a couple of seconds, and all you have to do is toss OpenAI or one of its competitors a couple bucks to do so. This is obviously, as many AI products are, is causing some consternation in the trade world. People who build props, people who scout locations, actors who might rely on work like that as extras to, fulfill their livelihoods. This is a threat to them. However, before we get out over our skis, guys, Sora falls into some of the same ruts that ChatGPT and DALL-E do, which is to say it still makes things up, it still makes mistakes, and overall, a lot of these videos look kind of uncanny and weird. If you go to Sora's website, you can scroll through some of the samples that they have, and you see that it struggles with things like physics and walking, specifically legs are apparently very hard for AI video to understand. Also, the movement of cars, I've observed, is sort of unusual and strange and pretty easy to point out as, oh, this looks off, this looks like AI. There's also reason, guys, to not expect that to change anytime soon. AI experts will tell you that companies like OpenAI are already running out of things to train these models on, which is to say they're running out of stuff that's easily accessible to put into the underlying technology, the technology that undergirds Sora, and that leads us to believe that it's going to be about this good for at least the immediate future. Eventually, investors who are pouring billions of dollars into companies like OpenAI are going to want to start seeing a return on that investment, and I think the question is, will AI video get good enough to start making money before that interest wanes among the investor class.
So I remember when Sony created the Walkman, Mike, there are others that followed, right? And all of a sudden Sony created the Discman, and then all of a sudden Magnavox had a place you could pop a CD and carry it with you on the walk or on the run. I assume other companies are going to step forward with their own version of this. Has it already happened, or is it in the works?
It has already happened. So last week we saw Google launch Veo, which is basically the same thing as Sora, but it uses Google's Gemini model instead of OpenAI's GPT-4o model. So it's a little bit different in the sense that it runs Google's proprietary generative artificial intelligence technology. But at the end of the day, it's an image generator, right? You type in what you want your video to be, and boom, there's your video. Now, Veo, which is Google's technology, that is only for their corporate partners right now. It's not for the general public just yet. You can expect that to change in the coming months and maybe weeks, depending on how Google strategizes the rollout of this. It's interesting to see Google get here, though, before OpenAI does, albeit in a more limited capacity, because many point to OpenAI as the company that kind of lit a fire under Google to start getting consumer-facing AI products out there. So it's an interesting moment. It's certainly a moment where the market for AI video is heating up. But again, there are some major concerns with regard to accuracy, misinformation, disinformation, and energy consumption as well.
So, Mike, I popped on the website, and I'm looking at this kind of cute video of a bear family eating some salmon out in the woods. Okay. Cool to see. I'm also looking at a video of what seems to be like a bronze blob in the water with googly eyes. All these videos kind of cool to see, but I'll tell you what, I popped on X this morning and I saw somebody who took a snapshot of the Jay-Z letter. Jay-Z, accused of these sexual assault allegations. And not to get sinister here, but this person on X had said, I would love to see somebody use AI to make a video of Jay-Z reading this to see how crazy he seems. And that just goes into a totally different world. And it makes me wonder, how exactly do you prevent illegal use of this tool?
That's a huge question hanging over this entire industry, right? Is that these are tools that essentially make it really easy to create realistic-ish looking things that have the potential to mislead at scale, especially on social media. Now, OpenAI has addressed the safety concerns here in part. They say that every video that Sora generates is going to have a special watermark in the corner indicating that it's AI generated. There's also special metadata that indicates a video is made with AI. But even in OpenAI's press release for this new tool, they say this is imperfect and these are things that are easy to get around, essentially. You can crop a sort of watermark out of a photo, for example, or crop a watermark out of a video. In addition to that, though, Sora does prompt users to agree not to upload specific images, specifically of people who are under 18 years old. Any copyrighted material, it is said to sort of reject and not want to generate a video of. And obviously anything that is pornographic or violent, they would try to stay away from. But again, these are tough questions, right? How do you get around something like the potential for this to be used for harm? I think there's not a firm or at least consistent answer across the industry just yet.
Hey, Mike, real quick before we let you go, I know you've been following the TikTok saga, and I think it's safe to call it that. On Monday, they requested an emergency pause of a law that would ban the popular social media app next month. Where do you think this thing goes? Is 2025 the year where TikTok ceases to exist in America?
Great question. The next place this goes is the Supreme Court. So you're right. On Monday, TikTok asked a D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals to essentially pause this legislation that would force a sale of TikTok or have it be banned if a sale is not possible on January 19th of 2025. They also are appealing that decision to the Supreme Court. There was a 3-judge panel last week that upheld this legislation. They're now appealing that decision to the nation's highest court. And we don't have a specific date on when the Supreme Court's going to take that up, but you can imagine it's going to happen in pretty short order. And it's a really dicey moment for TikTok, right? The potential for this to go into effect right before Inauguration Day on January 19th. January 20th is the inauguration, really does kind of put the pressure on TikTok because incoming President Trump has said that, he maybe doesn't support a TikTok ban, but he's also kind of walked back that statement recently. And let's not forget the idea for a TikTok ban first germinated under President Trump during his first term. So it's really mixed signals coming out of the incoming administration as to what TikTok's future is going to be. But bottom line, guys, the next step here is the Supreme Court, and we're just going to have to keep an eye on them to see what they do with regards to this TikTok ban.
Story to follow, to be sure. Tech expert Mike Dubusky from ABC. We appreciate it, Mike. Thank you.
Of course, guys. Take care.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, J&J Contractors. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Steel holiday savings are here. Find the perfect gift at your local Steel dealer or shop the Steel Holiday Gift Guide at steelusa.com.
Since 1955, Geis has been the trusted garage authority in Wisconsin. Greg Matzek here saying, do not let that busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geis, and they will be there on the ready to help you out like they did for us not too long ago. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, Geis has doors for every budget. They'll even go the custom route for you. Whatever your exact needs are, you can trust and rely on Geis. Swift, reliable garage repair solutions are available. Just visit geisdoors.com. You can also check out their showroom. It's in Brookfield, right off Barker Road. Doors upon doors upon doors. Openers upon openers upon openers. It's a scene at Geis. They got a quick turnaround time for you and that project. Don't think twice. Call Geis and visit geisdoors.com.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement. At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
Okay, close your mouth and take a deep breath in through your nose. So the way it's supposed to be is that you should be able to breathe easily. You shouldn't feel constrained. What it should feel like is air briskly flowing freely through both nasal passages, day and night. And if not, there's a problem. And it's a don't know what your problem really was until you got it fixed kind of problem. You're living with it. I mean, you're tired a lot. It might give you headaches and sinus pressure, but you're living with it. Yeah, you sound like almost every patient we help until we get their problem fixed. And then you hear them saying, why would I put up with that? Advent will get you breathing freely again with simple in-office solutions like turbinate reduction along with balloon sinuplasty that really can change your life.
To date, Advent has solved over 40,000 breathing triangle problems. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
AdventKnows.com.
Results may vary.
Ready to tackle your home improvement project this winter? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. As a 5-time President's Club Award winner, Exterior Pros is not playing around. With flexible financing, it's never been easier to invest in your home without breaking the bank. Get started today and save $2,000. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's 262-800-4274. Trust the pros and kick off your home transformation today.
Greg and Jessica with you, wrapping up Wisconsin's midday news for a Tuesday. Not sure if you heard it this morning, Jessica, but big day in Wisconsin's morning news. Big day.
The
huge.
Sodies.
The Sodies. So the first ever, and I assume first annual, Sodi Awards are being handed out this week by the crew on Wisconsin's morning news. We thought so much of the whole idea, the standout of the year.
It's awesome.
That we had Greg Hill produce the program today. Pancake, of course, produces the morning show and is involved on the ground floor of the Sodi issuing. He's part of the committee, part of the judging committee.
What do the awards look like?
I don't know exactly if it's more of do you just get like a gift card for a free sub? Greg, what happens here?
It's more of a conceptual award. It's the idea of the award. You know what I mean?
Well, if nothing else, we could maybe do a printout. Have AI generate some sort of award for the SOTY and just see what it is.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Well,
Can we
I
throw
like
in a
it.
Palermo's pizza?
Yes, of course. That is actually a very ideal inclusion to this whole thing. So the Sports Standout Person of the Year was awarded today, and there'll be awards throughout the rest of the week in different sectors of the country here, in different professions and whatnot. But Standout of the Year in the world of sports, none other than Brewers manager Pat Murphy.
The Brewers were at a crossroads at the end of 2023. The team's favorite son, Craig Counsell, had left for the bright lights of Chicago, and they would need someone new to lead a young team. Who better than a 65-year-old bench coach named Pat Murphy? Murphy would be the 5th oldest manager in baseball.
I didn't come in here to participate and say, oh, the old man got a chance to manage.
Leading a very young team. Is it a challenge to connect with that young generation?
You mean my old ass? Is that what you're saying? Is it hard for your old ass to relate to the younger crowd? Probably. I don't know.
But he was there not to babysit, but to win.
You got to be in the present moment. What matters is what? We win tonight.
And they did.
1-0 pitch. Fly ball to deep right. Are you kidding me? Another grand slam. Get up! Get out of here and go!
Major League Baseball has been put on notice.
The way that he was able to connect with both the veteran leadership and the rookies/sophomores, the underclassmen, if you will, of this Brewers team.
Brewers extra innings host Dom Catronio.
He was able to empower the veterans to sort of help lead the way in the way that he wanted the players to sort of drive the bus, as he called it. So he has no problem with handing the wheel off to some of his star veteran players who have been there before. And I think that was a perfect message to be sent.
The group of fans right by the on-deck circle, Willie is announcing to them, if I get up there, we're going to take the lead. He's announcing it to them over and over, and they're playing back and forth to each other. Gary walks, he turns back to him, he goes, watch this. Bam.
Fly ball, left field. It is back, it is gone! A 3-run go-ahead home run for Willie Adames. What a shot in the arm for the Brew Crew.
The benches have cleared.
The Brewers played with swagger.
And the Brewers are not having it.
They were, in one word, undaunted.
What does undaunted mean? Not intimidated or discouraged by difficulty, danger, or disappointment. So I just think it's a great word.
The sign was on Pat Murphy's desk. The sign is in the locker room. Yeah, the word undaunted. 100%, we're going to fight no matter what.
Perhaps most importantly, Murphy's influence wasn't just felt on the field.
And then all of a sudden, Pat Murphy comes walking out and says, I'm going to give you the tour today. And I think my son's jaw just absolutely dropped.
And Stebbins is running and delivers. Swinging and a rocket to right. Base hit. They win. And they're chasing Jake Bowers into center field. They finally caught him. And the celebration now.
The Brewers are at the top of the Central once again.
The Brewers would win the division, capture our hearts, and Murphy would take NL Manager of the Year. But as always, he would defer credit.
Congrats, Pat.
Thank you very much, guys. Just grateful. You know, you get all the credit, but the truth is, hungry players make managers look good. So we had a bunch of great hungry players, and I'm just really grateful. You've got to decide, make the choice that you're going to believe that there's a reason this group ended up first place, wire to wire.
The SOTYs, yes, a time-honored tradition here. First annual SOTY Award given out to Pat Murphy, representing sports. Could have had Giannis in there, I suppose. Could have had Jackson Churio, maybe, if you're thinking about sports entities here in the state of Wisconsin. But kind of fun to think about here at the end of the year.
I feel like this one was right. You could do Giannis on other years, but this felt like Pat Murphy's year.
Definitely uplifted a team and a franchise that was unsure what the season would bring after the loss of Craig Counsell, Corbin Burns, and others. So fantastic year, very well deserved. 12:58 news coming up, then it's Spanning the State here on WTMJ.
Get inside the mind of Mark Tauscher.
Pancake, legit.